It just seems weird to me that we're only gonna do, but that's what they did out west. So now, I don't know, I'm just gonna sit here and do what you tell me.
Sorry.
All right, looks like we have everybody here. Is Brandon there tonight?
Yes.
Awesome, great. All right. Thanks for allowing me to join via Zoom. I'm in South Dakota, just drove here. Whoa, just drove here today, so thanks for
You froze.
bearing with me and let me zoom in.
Looks
Now
like
you're not
you're back.
froze.
Am I back?
Yes.
Back.
Okay. We'll call this meeting to order today, November 6th, 2025. Pledge of Allegiance led by Councilman Favero, and a moment of silence or prayer by Councilman Panunzio.
Please join me for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
If everyone would join me for a brief moment of silence. Thank you.
Thanks. Just real quick, want to thank Colette for getting the pumpkin walk and the trunk or treat and everything that happened that night over there. It was a ton of fun. Getting that all organized. It's fun to see the businesses participate in that and make it bigger and better. So thank you, Colette, and all the business owners in Plain City that participated. Next, we'll have approval of the minutes from the October 16th meeting.
I'll motion that
Does
we
anybody-
approve the minutes from October 16th as written.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Great. Next up is a planning commission report.
You forgot the public comments.
Yeah, let's do a public public comments.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Nobody? Okay, looks like we don't have any public comments, John.
Okay.
Mayor.
All right. Thanks. We will move on to a planning commission report.
Good.
Good. Hi, Josh.
Thanks for being here, Josh.
So this is gonna be going off the minutes because I wasn't present at the last planning commission due to the hunting season. I don't know why we scheduled meetings. Neither here nor there. So as far as what they had a discussion motion on the commercial property on 2700 for the O'Reillys. And there was a motion to approve the changes that they needed to make on that as far as what UDOT was wanting for the access points and whatnot. There was a discussion motion about Troy O'Fleur's property, him wanting to combine the two lots that he has there. That was also approved by the planning commission. Then they set a public hearing for November 13th for the Weiniger property. And then they had a discussion with Brian Bingham on the senior overlay over on, I believe it's 4650 and 2150, right before you go down the hill. He's wanting to put do a senior overlay down there once around, I think it was 18 lots, or 18 units is what they were looking at. And from the comments made by the planning commission, it doesn't seem like that went over real well. There was concerns about location, the surrounding lots being larger lots and wanting to kind of cram that into the middle. So I don't know where if he's gonna wanna come back for that or what he's thinking on that deal. And it's pretty much all that they talked about.
Okay. What did you say the date was for the Weiniger meeting? Was that
November 13th.
November 13th? Okay, thanks.
And what is that for? I thought we already had a public hearing on that.
So they're wanting to propose the overlay.
Oh, they want to do an
So
overlay?
I think what we did last was just a work meeting on that.
Right.
And then, like I said, I wasn't present for that one either due to the hunting season in October. But, yeah, so now they're gonna do a public comments, public meeting on that to kind of see how they want to do it on that. I don't know, kind of heard a little bits of how.
Because they
that
want to now change it from 18.5 to something different with the overlay.
Yeah, with the overlay, they're wanting to go 15,000 square feet lots and then give the city, I believe it's 17 acres.
17.
Not sure if they decided what kind of amenities, if any, were gonna be required with that park, so.
Yeah. In our work meeting, they were discussing they thought that there was no need for amenities, as 17 acres is a big chunk.
Yeah,
So I don't know where we all sit on that, but that's how they feel.
yeah, so I don't know, like I say, I have my thoughts on it, but I wasn't able to attend that meeting, so.
Yeah.
We'll see how the public comment section of that goes and what the people that have to deal with it and live by it think
Yeah.
about it, and make our decision based on that, so. But I believe with it being an overlay, it's gotta come to you guys anyway. We can only recommend it getting sent to you guys, so.
Right.
You guys have the last say on that.
Is that at 7 o'clock? Do you know?
I believe it's at the normal
Time
time
for
for
planning? Okay,
They didn't have that on the minutes.
okay, perfect.
Is there
Thanks,
anything
Josh.
that you guys have for me that you want us to take back? Any comments?
Nope, not here.
Nope.
Congratulations
No.
to the two of you on the elections.
Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you.
Nice to see you for a few more years.
Appreciate it.
You guys have done a good job so far, so let's continue that.
Thank you.
Thanks, Josh.
You guys don't have anything for me?
Nope.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Josh. All right. First action item is a discussion motion for the subdivision amendment for Mustang Run subdivision. This is the Troy LaFleur property. Basically, what he's doing is eliminating a property line and conjoining abutting properties to where it's just one large lot. He's not creating anything. He's just dissolving that property line. Is there any questions or discussion on that?
No.
Nope.
Looks like Tammy even sent us something that it was approved by, I don't know.
Planning Commission?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
it's a little
how
distorted.
about a motion?
Yeah, Dan, you had no comments on this? Okay. I move to approve the subdivision amendment for Mustang Run subdivision.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Great, thank you. Next item is to purchase a lift or bucket truck, lift and bucket truck. If you remember when we passed the budget, we had discussed buying a boom, kind of a tow-behind boom. Well, Dan's found something a little better and a lot cheaper, and it's a bucket truck that we'll use for many uses. Dan, why don't you go ahead and answer any questions and give a brief description?
Okay, yeah, I, just to inform you guys, it's 2002 International, and with a bucket lift on the back of it. I went down to North Salt Lake and tried it out, tested it out, checked for leaks, make sure it ran good. Like I said, there wasn't a leak on it. It ran out really good. They ended up getting it from the auction, and at the cost of it, because I was talking to Adam a little bit about the trailer. We've rented them before when I worked at Clearfield, and yeah, they're pretty squirrely when you start getting them up in the air, and they wiggle around quite a bit. Something a little bit safer. Does require a CDL to drive, Class B. But like I said, I drove it around, and I had the bucket up, and it created a little bit of a pucker factor once I got it up there pretty high. So I was like, oh dear. But yeah, I didn't have no lanyard or nothing. But like I said, I just wanted to check
You're
it
not
out.
supposed to say that, Dan.
Make sure everything checked out okay. Like I said, nice. They took care of it, whoever had it before. I ended up, I spoke with the mayor about it after I got back, and told him, hey, I'd like to go this direction. We already have money in the budget for, I think we budgeted for 48 for the trailer, and but I'd rather go this direction, save a little bit of cost, and get something a little bit more to where we'll be driving down North Plains City Road, trimming trees, fixing street lights, school crossing signs. There's quite a bit of uses on it that we're going to be able to, and I'd rather have it to where we can just drive it to where we need it and then go from there. And then maybe just have a staging truck on the back and it's got flashing lights on it and everything else. So, but I was pretty impressed with it and then with the cost of it. And like I said, I had it up, spinning it around and everything, and yeah, it seemed to operate really well.
Okay.
So, but with having that money set aside in the budget, and then for the cost of it, that they're asking 12 for it, and then 400 for dock fees and whatnot. But I mean, at that point, like I said, we run EX plates anyways off of it. So then they say, okay, well, we won't charge you for the tax and licensing on it. So then I'll just get that taken care of myself. So if it's something that you guys would approve.
Yeah, well, it sounds, Dan, like you're saving the city about 35 grand, so
And getting something safer.
the way you think.
Yeah, like I said, I think for what we're going to use it, it ran out really well. So I don't think we're going to put a lot of miles on it, but I think we'll get a lot of, we'll get some hours on it. I really wanted to bring the cost in for what we paid Page's Tree Service, because I had them go over to Town Square Park, and we had a lot of broken limbs up in the trees. That's something that we'd be able to take care of ourselves if we had a bucket truck and not have to contract that out. So,
What's the reach? Will it reach the lights? on the
Excuse
ball-
me?
The lights, will it reach the lights in the ball fields? Do you know?
I'm sorry, I didn't
He
hear you.
wants to know what the reach is, how.
Oh, the reach?
Will it reach the ball field lights? Just curious. Is my mic, it's coming
Yeah,
out.
it'd be able to do the flagpole out here. So we'd be able to restring that instead of having somebody come in and restring it. It's kind of
I
neat
think
watching them do
the
it.
baseball park lights, is that what you're talking about?
Yeah,
Yeah, I think that'd be I don't think it would reach those. Those are way up.
right. Usually they won't. You have to get a bigger truck.
Yeah, I would be okay with the pole that's in our yard because we've got a asphalt surface on it, but to put it in the park and then go up that, I'd be like, I'd be a little bit concerned with it. So sitting on grass and, but
Yeah.
like you said, once we operate and get used to it and stuff, maybe it's something that we could definitely, take care of, but.
Who does that now? Who does the lights, the parks?
We've had his name's Mike, and we contract electrical out with him with taking care of the baseball lights and stuff. So, and then that's what he does, is rents a lift and it comes out and takes care of it. So,
Yeah, just curious, yeah, this seems like a good idea to me.
Does it come with all of the safety features like a harness?
No, you'd have
Excuse
to
me?
buy all that
Does it
separate.
come with all of the safety features such as a harness, or would
Yeah.
we be purchasing that too?
I mean, like I said, I tested out all the lights, I tested out.
Well, I mean, you said you didn't wear the harness.
Well,
Does it come
we
with it?
have we have all of our fall protection
Okay.
at the shop, and so. And I told the guys if we was to get this, I want a lanyard on you, and it's got the clip off on it. So
Okay,
yeah,
just making sure, safety first.
yeah, yeah.
All right.
Okay, any other questions for Dan?
The Carfax says that there's been no information on the car since May 2023, and ask the seller for any recent service or repairs. Did you do that?
Yeah, there's no, like I said, I pulled the Carfax on it, where it came from Vegas, so it might get a little bit nervous when it sees snow. But, yeah, that's,
Might get some rust on it after that.
My guess is it wasn't used during that period of time, that's why there's no.
That's what I'm hoping, is it was just kind of sitting on the
yeah, and
auction.
was you able to see the pictures on it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so like you said, it's fairly clean, so.
Okay.
I was not even a rip on the seat, and I was like, wow, all of our trucks have that.
So if it happens, we know whose fault it is.
Ooh.
All right, how about we make a motion on the lift truck?
All right, I'll make a motion to approve the purchase of the lift bucket truck.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
All right, great. All right, so the park lights, or park cameras. One thing that was not included in that estimate when we had them installed was the internet connecting. I did have Troy come and work on that as much as he could. And there's just components to it that he didn't have that we're gonna want with, the new access locks that we have, cause it all works in conjunction together. So I had, what's their name? Pro
Edge.
Yeah, Pro Edge, give us a couple different quotes, and they have the server on there, and I says, what do we need a server for? And he says, if you want everything to work together, to communicate with each other, and be able to set up like a recording saying, the park is closed, it's after 10 o'clock, please leave, or or whatever recording we want to have come out of that camera speaker, just to let people know that, hey, the park's closed, you should probably go home. Things like that is what the server will do, and then, like I said, it makes everything work in conjunction together. I'm not a techie, so I don't understand everything he was spitting out.
And they're here tonight.
Is he here? Yeah. Would you come up to the mic and kind of fill us in on everything that the server does, and then all the things that you're looking to set up to make these cameras work for us?
So are the cameras there, they just don't work? Is that
Yeah,
what
we've
you're
got a
saying?
few that work.
So we
we've got s-
purchased cameras that don't work?
So
that what you're saying?
Yes, Connext was, when Connext came through a few years back, they said they were gonna run internet to every building and facility that the city had. These guys have a relationship with Connext. I'll just turn it over to them, let them explain it.
All right, Jared and Mike from Pro Edge Technology. Thanks for having us out tonight. So we gave you guys two quotes. One quote was to go through and clean up a lot of the cabling and redo some of the systems at the parks and the buildings, just to bring them up. There's some safety concerns that we have, and we can take those up with Dan or with you guys if you'd like. But the second one was a server and putting everything on a central server, and then working with Connext to get the internet working. So right now you do have cameras at the park. So let's take Pioneer Park, for example. Cameras are out there and they're a great deterrent, but they're not recording anything, right? So you have to have the internet for them to get it set up and record, and then you can pull them up and see what's going on. We're working with Connext to get those connections going to each one of the sites. couple of changes we have to do. We gotta set a pole out by Pioneer Park so they can get across the street, and then they'll go through the grass, and then, what was the other one? Town Square?
At Town Square.
Town Square, we gotta do another pole over there because they don't wanna dig up the asphalt and go across. So we're working with them to get the internet up and going, but when we were talking to the city, we said, you know, it'd be a little bit better if you're all on one system, right? We could put all on one server, we can set up those action rules, and they can control it here from the city hall, and they can pull them up, see what's going on. If you're having, you know, problems with an area, we can set that speaker up so it comes on and says, hey, 10 o'clock, the park is closed. You know, maybe 11 o'clock, hey, we're calling the authorities. We can do, based on actions, we can escalate that if need to. And it's just a ease of use as well.
Wasn't Connex telling us that they were gonna have wireless specifically so we didn't have to dig up and run the wire?
Usually Connex doesn't. Usually Connex, I've never seen them come in and put any kind of wireless in. Or maybe they've told the city, but usually they run the fiber right to the building. We've worked like Washington Terrace, Far West, different cities, same thing. They usually get it right to your Park and Recs building, you know, on the site, and then we connect.
So the wireless was gonna be for the areas that they couldn't pull to. So like down below the bluff, they weren't gonna run their fiber down the bluff. And so they would provide a wireless signal down that way as far as it would reach for residents. But all the parks and everything, they were supposed to pull to, and they haven't done that.
And we do have some wireless going on City Hall, so we'll put a wireless bridge off of City Hall to feed out to the parks out here. We have the baseball diamonds, we have like the score tower out here, the small pavilion by the splash pad by that one. I think there's some cameras out here at the parks you have that we're gonna connect.
I mean, hardwire is always best.
Always best, yes.
100%.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
So you're gonna take what we already have and enhance it so it actually works?
Absolutely. You're gonna love it.
Like if something happened yesterday, you can't go back and look at the cameras right now.
And we recently did the access control on your building, and we appreciate the work. And we moved your cameras here at City Hall over to the same type system. As we dug into it, we started going, and we realized, like, hey, we have all these parks.
Yeah.
We would have known that going in, we would have presented that, you know, from the first go-around. We learned it along the way, so we're presenting it, we move you all to one system, get you up and going.
Mayor, how long have we been trying to get this? About a year now?
Yeah. Yep, Dan and I have worked. I've called Connex multiple times. I only got a hold of him once, that he actually called me back. It's been a fiasco trying to get Connex to move for us.
And I think I have a few things next. With the other cities that we work with Connex quite a bit. So when we first came in, Connex they kind of had their side right. They were saying, well, it's Plain City's fault or whoever's fault, right? Everyone's pointing fingers, but now we have a pretty good relationship with the installer for this area. So already he's already got City Hall done, he's got the fire station done, Public Works is done also. So they're starting to move, and now they're getting our parks done too. So now that's going forward. We don't have to worry about that anymore. And now it's just the server part and getting that. You guys have awesome cameras out there, but we just have no brains for it, nothing to point it back to. So if we can get that part of it, then we'll be up and rolling. And I think we have a pretty good plan with Connex going forward to finish the parks.
So tell us what the difference is between the $10,000 and the $16,000. I mean, I could read it, but I don't understand it. So
yep. So
tell people that don't understand this what
yeah. So all the parks, right? They're all wired, right? They have cameras up in the buildings. There's kind of a standard that Pro Edge lives up to, right? We run outdoor rated cable to everything. That just, you know, we don't want to put these cameras up and 6 months later you're calling us they're down, right? We just want them to last. There's some battery backups and stuff that's just not quite right, so we want to pull that down and just make it a clean install by the end of the day. So that's, I think, the $16,000 one. That's to clean everything up and make sure things work.
And the wireless between that.
And the wireless. So like out here to get to the football field and to Parks and Rec and stuff, that's to get out there. Then to get the server right, we can get the cameras up and running and they can record on just that $16,000 quote, but it's kind of like running like a big fancy Ferrari, but you put like a Honda like a Civic motor in it, right? So we want the brains to be just as good as what cameras you guys have. So that's kind of the difference between two quotes. But we would strongly recommend the server side of things, just because you can do so much more with what those cameras do.
Right.
So what we're
So there-
approving, or what we're looking to approve is the $16,000+ quote and also the $10,000 quote to get both
So we need both of them.
services.
I'm a software developer. I'm not great at the hardware, but I'd say it's worth it.
Well, I do too, but my question is, I thought we had already paid someone to do this
Well,
for
that's
us.
what I was just gonna ask. To your first question, let's make this clear. We're not rebuying what we already bought, right? I'm assuming that we bought cameras, but they never got hooked up. They never got a server to save information on. So now we're having to basically finish the project that we started. Is that,
That's,
That's
Fair.
basically
That's
what's.
I wanna
Exactly.
make sure we're clear, cause the public's gonna kinda go where. and
that's where I
too.
went. I was like,
I swear we've already done this, but now we're buying the equipment to get, the information back out of the cameras. So we're not buying it twice.
We'll use your existing cameras, they're great cameras.
you're just gonna make them work
We're
better.
gonna make them work, absolutely.
We're gonna go with the Ferrari instead of, yeah, gotcha. Okay, cars I get. This, not so much.
I don't think Civic
Especially
would
fancy
like your
ones, huh, Jan?
comparison, but
What's that?
The other way.
I said especially fancy cars, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're a local-based company, we're out of Riverdale. A couple of our techs out here, actually live out here in Plain City, so we're close by.
Oh, good, I like that.
It was funny, it was probably 3 months ago, I seen the cameras at the park. Mike's boy was going to play football out there, and I'm like, Mike, why don't we do the cameras out here? I'm like, I know, now here we are. So,
Funny
going
how that
after
all
it.
comes around.
Okay, well then I'll make a motion to approve the update and approval of cost estimate for park camera project with Pro Edge.
second.
Just to be clear, that's both estimates, right?
Yes, that's both the estimates.
Perfect.
That's correct.
Okay. All right, motion is second, all in favor?
Aye.
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 Thank you.
All right, hey, thank you, gentlemen. All right, November 18th, set that date to canvass the general election. That'll be a Tuesday.
I just want to make sure I
That-
have quorum.
I will not be here that
What
night.
did Diane say?
What happened?
You'd
I
have a
couldn't-
quorum.
Oh,
I just need a quorum. We
Oh.
can do it Monday if that's better.
I won't be here, so as long as you guys,
I'm available either day,
On Monday?
Monday or Tuesday.
I'm free both days.
Monday's better for me.
Monday is better for me too.
Okay.
So the
What time can
17th?
you come?
Monday, I don't know.
You need to talk closer, I think, into your mic, Diane. We can barely hear you.
Well, that's not totally my fault. I got 2 computers going here.
Oh, awesome. I just heard you.
I was turned. I just need to know a time that'll work for everybody. I'll still be working from home, so.
Will the 17th work for everybody?
Yeah,
I'm
what
off on
time?
Monday, so.
What time are we looking at?
She's asking us.
Can you do 4:30?
I can't.
can.
I'd rather do it a little later, but I don't need to be
Probably.
here either.
Yeah, that'd be better.
It looks like yes.
So Monday at 4:30 or later? Sorry.
I don't need to be here for it. It's just a thumbs up, so.
Okay.
But yeah, later would be better for me if you want everybody. 5?
Diane, you okay with 5?
5 o'clock. Monday, the 17th, right?
Perfect.
That'll work.
Okay.
Thank
All
you.
right, it's a date.
You bring the dinner.
Awesome, thank you. How about a motion for November 17th at 5?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Great, thanks, guys. All right, we got just a discussion on this transfer station stuff. This has been a whirlwind of a week since Monday at WACOG. Weaver County is a little nervous of the new
Oh, he's frozen.
You froze again.
Making a
transfer
funny face.
station. It's called Ogden Transfer Station that Robinson. Can you hear me now? How about now?
Okay, yeah.
Now we can.
How about now?
Yes.
Okay. So Monday at WACOG, did you guys hear, we now have an option, right, with Robinson Waste in conjunction with another garbage company, have opened up the Ogden Transfer Station. And Monday at WACOG, they asked if we could sign a more long-term contract with Weaver County to take our trash there. They updated the original, which I think you guys have. The one that says a 5-year commitment.
Well, mine's now frozen.
Your screen's froze again.
Or do you have one that says 2-year? Am I back now?
Yeah,
Call Jed Jenkins.
Yeah,
Jed, I'm gonna call you and I'll still be on Zoom, but I'll just mute it.
okay. Waiting.
Yeah, sorry it didn't call.
So did he say the only difference was the terms, or am I?
I didn't.
Here we come.
Okay.
All right. Can everybody hear me okay now?
Say it again.
say it again.
Can everybody hear me now? Okay.
Now we have all kinds of feedback, John.
He just muted.
Oh, now, okay, now you're muted. Okay, perfect.
Okay, is that better?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So Ogden Transfer Station sat down with me last week. We had a meeting. We went over what they would like. I told them, I says, for me to commit to the Ogden Transfer Station, I would have to see a significant savings because they are a for-profit company. And though I think private industry works much better and smoother than the county, the increases at the they would increase every year at the CPI rate, right? Whether that's 1.8% or 3.8%, whatever it might be, that would be our increase for that year. That could compound quickly over 5 years. Monday at WACOG, they had discussed that the Weaver Transfer Station will be at $50 a ton. So that's take the hazardous waste and take everybody's stuff on Saturdays, the green waste, and they mulch. So you can buy mulch from them and stuff. And they take anything, right? And so, and they mentioned that Ogden Transfer Station doesn't take that stuff. That was incorrect, or they just changed their minds Monday when they listened to WACOG. And now they're willing to take all the hazardous, all the green waste. They do have a recycling center, so they will take recycling. It's kind of been a cat and mouse thing back and forth all the way up till today. And so we don't have to decide this today. And I think Weaver County's trying to push us to make a decision quicker than we want to or need to. They just want to be guaranteed that flow of garbage, right? The tonnage. So I don't know. Any questions? Anything you might want to know? If I have the answer, I'll give it to you. If not, I will ask it, and we can revisit this, whenever. Obviously, there's not a motion, so it's just a discussion, but
when does the current interlocal agreement, when does it expire? Do you know?
The one with Weaver County,
Yes.
it would go for 2 years, and it would renew consecutively for up to 20 years.
I mean the one we have with them currently. Is there a current,
Yes, so the one that we have currently would go up, I think it's a 5-time renewal at 2 years, which would have been at, so 10 years. They just want that longer commitment of 20.
oh,
And I think we're in maybe year 2 of the previous contract. So we would have just renewed, and we have a 6-month out on the current contract.
and you said we have 2 more years left on that one?
No, I think we're only in year 2.
Oh, we're only in.
Year 2 or 3, I can't remember exactly. I didn't pull the existing contract to see exactly where we were.
So we have a 10-year contract, but they want us to extend
Extend it to 20? I don't find
middle of
that,
the 10-year?
no, I don't find that,
Is that right?
That's probably because they're trying to guarantee for
Yes,
future
they would want the
infrastructure.
20 every 10 years, or every 2 years for up to the 20 years. The only thing is instead of a 6-month out now that we have currently, it would be a 2-year out. So we'd have to notify them, then 2 years later, we would part ways.
What are our other options anyways? Was it this is it named Robinson Waste?
Yeah, it's Ogden Transfer Station. Like I said, it is a private business. We all know government's not always the best operator of a business type of thing. And so they came in and opened up. Jed, this is the one you and I went to,
Yeah,
looked at.
yeah, months ago, early spring.
How was it?
Yeah.
I mean, no one else has heard about it.
It was brand new at the time, so everything looks good when everything's brand new, shiny
So
and nice.
another visit
Where's
would
that at?
be worthwhile?
Say that again?
So another visit would be worthwhile to see how it's holding up after.
I don't
Some
know.
use.
I don't know that much would change as far as you talk about hardware. I don't know if much would change from then until now. It's over on 1900, just west of 1900, over in
Yeah, it's up in,
West
it's
Haven
where
area.
the old, what was that old waste place there?
Yeah.
Recycled Earth.
Yeah.
yeah.
They bought Recycled Earth right there, and then they built their transfer station. And they do have a full-blown recycling across the street as well.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it was kind of janky how everything happened out in the last 3 days. And so I'd almost, which like I said, there's no decision being made tonight, but I kind of want to see how things hammer out and see what other cities talk to more the mayors and have discussions with them
Yeah, I agree.
about what their needs are, because if 4 or 5 cities pull out of Weaver Transfer, they're not going to have the revenue to stay open.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, I agree with that.
Yep.
Yep, absolutely.
I don't like the idea how all of a sudden they're like, oh yeah, we'll take all this stuff.
Yeah.
And then next year, if they're like, we don't want to take this anymore, so good luck, or you know what I mean?
Yes.
Well, what I don't understand is we've got an agreement with them for the next 5 years. Why are they worried now? Why do they want to hurry and make it a 20-year? That's not good for the city, I don't think.
I remember when we renewed this.
Well,
And,
Like, I remember talking
Very
about it.
recently.
Yes.
I'm assuming
Well,
it's
it's a couple
they were
years
the
ago.
only game in town.
Yeah.
That's, I think they're pushing because they were the only game in town and now
They
they're
have
not, and
competition.
they want us to extend.
And also, I was reading this contract and the other one.
Yeah.
and There's conflicts between
The 2 of them.
the 2 of them over like litigation. In this one, each of us pays our own lawyer. In this other one, the winner, the loser has to pay all legal fees. There's like conflicts. It's hastily written. There's just conflicts throughout the whole contract.
Okay, that statement brings me to you.
Just to be clear, this isn't exactly a 20-year commitment.
It's a one to renew.
Yeah, it renews
Automatically.
automatically every 5 years, so the city council would have were to enter into this agreement today, for instance, you've got basically a 5-year trial period, but in 3 years, you need to
Look at it.
if you're
Decide.
gonna stick it out or not.
And
But
right now,
things
it's
that happen
6 months.
automatically slip
Now
through the
it's every
cracks.
Or 6 months.
No.
It
If
happens
we
off-
wanted to get out, it's 6 months, not 2 years.
Yes, the current contract is 6.
My question was not about that. My question is if we go to into any type of litigation, who do you represent? Because you work for Weber County, but you also work for Plain City.
Yeah, if there was any sort of litigation between Weber County and Plain City, we would have to hire a different counsel.
Counsel, okay.
Which I can help you do as well, and part of our contract is if necessary, I will help you find attorney comparable prices to be able to represent the city.
Okay. I've been wondering about that, just so you know.
Yeah, so their biggest thing was just that 2-year out, so they could budget and plan.
What's that, John?
Come again?
I was just saying that their biggest thing was the 2-year out instead of 6 months for the county, so that they could plan and budget. That's what they were saying anyway, was,
Well, who made the
That's why they-
contract?
what's that?
Who made the contract? The county? The county
The
gave you the
county.
contract? So what they made, they don't like, now they want to trade it?
Well, yes, they would like a longer out so they can plan.
Well,
So,
I think we need to have some more discussion about that.
Yeah.
I think they're
oh yeah,
panicking.
we need more discussion, and we could have Sean Wilkinson come in. In fact, he'll be in Plain City on the 20th for our public hearing for the annexation.
Oh, yeah.
Is the
put-
public hearing official? I haven't seen the interlocal agreement yet.
What?
Is that public hearing official? I haven't seen the interlocal agreement about that yet.
It has been set for the 20th unless the council decides to change that.
Okay.
Well, I had to send the notice, I
But
had to send
all
the
I was saying-
notices out.
I'm like, wait a minute, who's talking? Okay, wait a minute, John, Diane's saying something.
I had to send the notices out in order to meet the notice laws.
So it's already
we
been
can-
sent?
Yes, we can
Okay.
have the public hearing, but we don't necessarily have to vote on it until we're ready.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, because the hearing just happens, we don't vote until the next council
That's
meeting.
whatever you guys
that
decide you
correct?
want to do.
Well, and so I guess we decide to.
We can vote after the public hearing,
Yeah.
anytime.
Right, but we've got to have the public hearing.
Okay.
Okay.
I
fair
think
enough.
we talked about that last time.
Okay, but yeah, back to
So
the,
he will be here, we can have another discussion with him on the 20th.
okay, perfect.
And we could invite Robinson as well, Steve, to come and,
Yeah.
give his pitch as well.
Right,
That way you have everything right there in front of you.
I like that.
Okay, let's set that up then, Diane. And we'll have both Sean here on November 20th and see if we can't get a representative from Robinson Ways to come and be a part of that as well.
Perfect.
Okay,
Yes.
so it'll just be a line item after we have the public hearing on the annexation.
Yes.
Okay, perfect.
Okay. All right, let me get back to my. Okay, so the next item on the agenda is approval of the business licenses.
I'll motion that we approve the 2 business license as proposed in the paperwork.
It's 1 business license and 1
One
solicitor. Okay, I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 What color's the badges? I mean, it's only 1 more month. Blue? Green, dang it. I ask that every time, sorry. I'm lying.
Then next item is paying the bills.
So Dan, it looks like Corio is here for request for retainage, are they done, almost done out there at the lagoon?
Yeah, they are completed.
They are complete with the screen? Okay, good deal.
We just walked through, cable tunnel this, they came back to the outside,
Okay, great. I don't know if I'd be the only person that'd be interested, but it'd be maybe fun for us to go out there and take a tour sometime.
Okay, I'd love it.
Would you really?
I really would.
Okay.
Find out what's going on in there too.
Oh, yeah, we could take a tour. We got a couple of specialists to go with us. That'd be interesting.
Don't worry, I can't smell anything, so I'm good. I got a COVID vaccine and haven't been able to smell since.
If there's any more, or not any more discussion, I'm ready for a motion when you guys are.
Yeah, if nobody else, I guess I'll make a motion to approve the, the register for the dates of 10/16/2025 to 10/31/2025.
Second. Roll call?
Yeah, motion and second.
How about
Adam?
Yes.
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 Okay, thank you. All right, council reports. Councilman Favero.
Was that me?
Yeah.
Can't hear him, so,
Yeah.
sorry. Couple of things, 3 things actually. One, congratulate everybody that got back on the council, and
Thank you.
and then also to the ones that ran and didn't get in, but it takes a lot to run, and it's very stressful, as we all know, and I appreciate them for doing that, and hopefully they decide to try in the future. I attended the Wasatch Front Regional Council meeting, I believe it was last week. I'm gonna look at Rob. Rob was there as well. Commissioner Ortega was with me there. This meeting is just the one they do every year for the Regional Transportation Plan. What they're looking for is input from all the communities in this area for trails, active transportation, roadways, to make sure that we're all working together to build the networks that we need. There are a few things I'd like to look at and look at the map and put some notes on. I have not done that yet, but I plan to do so. So if anybody has any thoughts, please let me know. You just get on their QR code onto their website and you can add any notes you would like to there. The other thing I would like to bring up is I got asked to talk a little bit about something. I don't know if a lot of people know about this. I believe it's new to the area. Fremont's Teen Center. It is open to I'm going to read some things here, so if I get a little bit stuttered back and forth, I'll try to make it clear. It is open and available to all the students in the area that go in the Fremont area, the boundaries, because there's one at different schools, from what I understand. And it's basically just, there's a lot of services that are provided. There's a food pantry there with lots of food, plenty of food for everybody, hygiene items. There's a study room, there's showers for students, laundry for those in need, and it's not like the government shutdown with people not having jobs. It's open to those folks. Whoever needs this service, they would really like you to come in and work with them on that. It's located at Fremont. I'm going to get very specific here from the notes they gave me at the west side of the school. There's an external door, so you don't even need to go into the school to go talk to them or to get the goods that you're getting. They also have, or they're trying to get a QR code out to the different areas, Kents and things, so that you can scan it, but they're still waiting for approval on that. So look for that. But you can always call the school. And then also, I have a phone number here, which I'm assuming is the school, 801-524-4000. And then also an email address, hojones1@WSD.net for information on that. And also, they take donations if anybody's interested in giving back to the Teen Center. Probably missed a few things there, but just know that you can reach out to Fremont and if you need those services. That's all I have.
Okay, thank you. Councilman Bill?
That was you.
I'm assuming that's.
If you heard that, then you guys are better than me, because I heard, would you wear that?
Like what?
I want to second Councilman Favero on everybody that ran and who won. Congratulations. Those that ran and didn't, it takes a lot to just run. So congratulations to you just for stepping up and doing that. That's amazing. I have, as always, a lot to say. Melissa Miller helped out Colette. She ran the Halloween scavenger hunt. Colette was busy with the pumpkin walk, the trunk or treat, which also was Branded Beauties, and all of the local businesses did that, and with the football. So Melissa did a scavenger hunt that just took you all around Plain City, and a ton of people participated in that. So I wanted to give her a shout out as well. Dan, the lights in the senior center downstairs, the canned lights, haven't been working. When you flip the switch, they flicker and then shut off. And it's almost kind of like scaring me that it might be a safety fire hazard. So wanted to give you a warning on that one. Also, I talked to Councilmember Wilson on this one. There is a $1,500 stipend that we can apply for from America 250 Utah to apply for our 4th of July celebrations. But there's 3 things that we have to do before the end of the year to qualify for it. We have to create an official community committee, which is a list of people who will be on it, pass a resolution and read the resolution in a public meeting, and there's a template, and submit a celebration idea, which we have tons of those.
Okay, I talked to Diane and set up a meeting with her and Colette for next week, that if you'd like to come. I tried to fill it out, because she called me, so I started filling it out, and I got to the part, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna need staff's help on this. So I kind of just let it go, but I did talk to them. We're meeting next week, so I'll get in touch with you to see if it works for you.
I definitely want to attend to that, and I thought maybe the new mayor might want to be on that as well. Definitely, we wanted Colette.
Yes.
And I thought maybe, I believe it's Glenn Remy,
Oh, yeah.
perhaps invite him. I thought maybe one of the celebration ideas could be something musical and get orchestra happening. But I figure if we're going to do a celebration anyway,
Yes.
let's get our slice of the pie.
Absolutely.
And I just wanted to get the council members' approval to press forward with that anyway. I figured none of you would say no. Okay. Also, I'm going to be taking a class with the CTC. It's a QPR, question, persuade, and refer, to become an instructor for suicide prevention for the youth.
Nice.
And then we can start teaching classes, and they're trying to get an instructor for the school so we can get a Hope Squad to help prevent suicide with our youth as well. And I think I hit everything.
Hey, Rachel, will you make sure and get that resolution template and stuff over to Diane as well?
Yeah.
She's got it.
She's aware.
Got it. Perfect. Thank you.
Okay.
All right, Councilman Panunzio.
I have nothing to report, but you skipped 2.
All right. How about Councilwoman Wilson?
Other than what Rachel's got me going on, that's all I have.
Great. Councilman Jenkins?
I also have nothing to report.
All right. And I also want to congratulate those who were victorious with their elections, and also thank those who put their name in the hat. You gain a lot of respect from me for that, if that means anything to you. But I think a lot of people respect anybody who's willing to serve, and sure appreciate you doing that. And it might not be this time, but it might be that it's your turn. So thank you, everybody who voted. I sure would have liked to see a lot more than only a third or so of those who got ballots, but that's how these off years kind of are. But nonetheless, thanks to those who did vote, and I think that's all I've got. So let's have one more motion.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, meeting adjourned. Thank you. Thank you for your patience with me as well with this.
And now he's off there too.
Congrats on the new truck, man. Congrats on the new truck. It'd be pretty sweet. Having a bucket truck.